Good vibes. Hey, it's looking good outside. What you say in FA? Yo, let's go. Check it.
What's going on, people? This is FA Kode, record producer. Just here to do another one of them quick breakdown videos, just to show you how I made Old Skool featuring ManassehWod. So let's dive into this. So basically, the idea behind Old Skool was I pretty much listened to a lot of late 90s, early 2000 era type of music, especially quite a bit of UK garage as well, just because it just had that, you know, that good vibe, summer feel kind of thing. But then I started taking on a lot of the new resurgence stuff. So, you know, a lot of the I think it was tunes like AJ Tracy, Labrock Grove, Georgia Smith's Predator, On the Mind. We got a Yellow Strap as well, Slow Down, and then Bugsy Malone's All of Me as well. It just had that little garage / R&B vibe, and I really kind of wanted to replicate a sound similar to that, just because it sounds good, to be honest. So I'm just going to quickly show you some of the sounds that I use for that. So the first sort of thing that I did when creating this one was to first find the legendary 130 BPM tempo from UK garage. A lot of the sounds that I normally make, or a lot of the tunes that I normally make, sit in and around 140, 145, just because I just love the faster tempo, making like faster hip hop, a little bit of grime here and there. So 130 is a little bit slower than I'm used to, but it just sits perfectly when it comes to UK garage and that sort of vibe. The first set of sounds that I sort of used is or found or put down was the hi-hats, just because they're really distinctive in that sense. It's really easy to identify. The moment you sort of hear that, you know it's that kind of housey garage sort of vibes. Let me see if I can play that for you. There we go. Just a couple of hi-hats here and there, and that regular open hi-hat dropping in at every beat. Very distinctive garage sound. So just after that I just added kick and snare, very simple, just to sort of see where the direction of where the tune will go. So simple stuff. When you add it together, it sounds quite nice. Yeah, so then after I sort of laid the drums, had a basic layout of how I wanted the tune to be, I was going to continue by just adding more sounds and more, you know, just additionals on top of it, and play keys or whatever. But then I was thinking to myself, it wouldn't really be Old Skool if I didn't bring back the element of sampling. So that's exactly what I did. And the funny thing as well, a lot of the Old Skool garage tracks as well were chopped samples that were played into it, piano, strings, you know, and that sort of stuff. So I went back into my favorite Tracklib, shout out to Tracklib again, and I found this amazing song by this Polish record producer called Bart Made It, called Grave, and because I was searching for like piano samples, he had an amazing sample on that song called Grave. So let's see if I can find it for you. The good thing with Tracklib that I like, and I love that about it, it's amazing, is some songs that they have on their site to sample are you get stems. So with this one, what made it a lot easier for me to create this tune is that I pretty much had the stems for it. So it was just literally just picking and lifting whatever instrument I wanted and just manipulating it the way that I wanted to. So yeah, so that was a piano, and then I turned it into this, obviously with a faster tempo, and it kind of worked like that. how I done it is I just pitched it down a little bit. I detuned it back, pitched it down 2 tones, and sort of just cut the pieces that I wanted and just looped it. Once I'd done that, then I just stacked it with another piano sound sort of thing. So I just laid like a bass piano just underneath, just to make it a little bit more heavy, I suppose, and that's what that sounds like on top of the sample. And it wouldn't be Old Skool without some good old school scratches, and it's like these sounds here. So I just dropped them in between little sections just to kind of just give it that nice little feel. I then went on to finding the bass. So the bass for this was pretty much, again, there was nothing too special, nothing too, mad about it. I just wanted to keep it simple. So 808 just came in at each interval, just I think the beginning of the 8 bar, I just had something dropping in. And that was pretty much it. I'll show you just one of these. Nice and easy, very easy. And then obviously it comes at the beginning of each 8 bar. Once I had that, I just wanted to have a little variation with the bass and how it sounded. So I had the first part just being a basic 808 dropping at each interval, and I kind of just played around and just played the little pattern for the second part of the bass. But I left the first bass underneath it just so that the intervals drop, and it still just made a nice little vibe to it, to be honest. So put down with the piano together and the drums, it sounds quite nice. And then from that point, to be honest, I wasn't even satisfied with the 2 basses that I had. I just thought, oh, it's not enough, I need more. So I went on to go and find a third one, and this third sub bass was the one that I ended up using for the chorus. Just again to break it up, give it a different feel, give it a different vibe. And this one is actually from Synth Master 1 by KV331 Audio. I don't know if anyone knows that plugin, or if they have it. If you don't, it's an amazing plugin. Get it. And it's just got this sub bass that for some reason it's called OVO bass. I don't know whether that's related to Drake or not, but it's banging. Love it. It's because it's a sub bass that glides. I love it, and I don't have to do the glide manually myself. It just does it for me, which is amazing. I'll show you. Nice, love it. I just love it. Just love the way that it sort of glides along. So I went back into that tune from Grave to see if there were some additional samples that I could use, and I found some amazing sims that I ended up cutting up and playing around with. So first one being this one here. that was, then played around with it and did something like this. Literally just cutting up the little bits at the end. And just sort of just playing around with it, placing one here and there. And there was a second sample as well. That again. Another synth, and with that one chopped it up in a different way as well and made a completely different sound with it. Very different. Do you know the funny thing that I like is with samples, what's amazing is obviously back in the day I started learning how to sample with an MPC XL. I played around with an ASR, found it so difficult, and then when it moved to digital, it was like NNXT from Reason. That's what I used to use. And if anyone knows about sampling and you know how to move the knobs around to try and get the perfect cut with a perfect loop, it's an absolute headache, especially when there's other sounds underneath and drums and you try and get the loop to go exactly where you want it. Whereas nowadays you've got tools like Serato Sample, and it's just easy, piss easy. You just literally drop it where you want it to drop it. It's color coordinated, really easy to cut and do what you need to do with it. Still miss the old school stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you, but this makes my job a lot easier. Yeah, so then after I had all that, I just thought, do you know what, it wouldn't be old school if I then add this 90s lead. When I found it, I was like, yes. And it was like sort of like old school West Coast Dr. Dre type of 90s lead that you'd find in all them old school tunes. And it as well, it glides nicely as well, and that's again from Synthmaster 1, amazing plugin. Keep telling you get it. And yeah, and it just sounded like that. And after I had all that, because the thing is, what I tend to do with a lot of my tunes is I'll do a verse, a second part of the verse that's like a pre-chorus. Within the chorus itself, it'll be broken into two, so 2 8 bars. So you have the first part of the chorus, so it's a pre-chorus, and then the second part where you can kind of add harmonies or whatever you want to do to it. So if I played that with the little synth pads, you'll see what I mean. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of sounds. I think I added some other vocal chops here and there, but in hindsight that's pretty much it. Probably took me about half an hour, 40 minutes to make this beat. It wasn't too difficult. I already had the samples, I just had to chop them up and then play the drums and whatever else I decided to add to it. So if we just hear it from the top. Simple.
Summertime sip mojito, or rum punch we like simple. You know me, I don't think so. I'm old school just like disco. Cool as ice cream calypso.